Is there an extra dimension to our physical universe? Does the stuff we consider real include another dimension or more? Some scientists believe that only the existence of another dimension of time and space can account for some of the deepest mysteries of physics. Mysteries like virtual particles, quantum entanglement, dark matter and energy, and perhaps, most importantly, time itself. We live in a four-dimensional world, 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time. At least, that is what we think. We, like all matter, are located at a specific point in space. Think of all space as a sphere. Somewhere within that sphere, we can be located. The sphere has been continually expanding for 13.8 billion years, and that expansion is accelerating. We are not fixed in one location. While space expands, we can move within it. I can move across the street, the state, to another continent, to the moon, Mars, and conceivably beyond. Time moves through space, at least as we perceive it. At each point in space, there is a timeline of events, a sequence of things happening in the point in space you occupy, since the space you occupy exploded from the initial bang. These events are the history of that point in space. From emptiness of a new universe to the formation of Earth, to the coming of life, to human presence, civilization, all the way to the family, friends, and neighbors with whom you share at least part of the space you occupy. While we can move through space, we can't move through time. Only the present is in a sense real to us. We can't go back and experience that history of events in our space. We can't go forward to the future. Time moves on like an arrow in one direction, we are told, but we are fixed, sensing the motion of time, but fixed to now. Think of the space you occupy right now, or a space you could move to. Think then of the history through time of that point in space. Not just the past and now, but the future. What if you could move through time like you could move through space? You could experience being in Paris, in Antarctica, in the deepest mine shaft in the world. What if you could move through time like that? But that is exactly what those who think an extra dimension of time would be. History could slide. Experiencing time in a different location would be perhaps similar to how we can experience different points in space. But what about entropy? That unfeeling law of thermodynamics that says all order moves to disorder, and the future of everything there is a cold, dark death. That's the thing about the 5th dimension as described. The entropy is a constant. There is no arrow. Quantum physics requires symmetric time, and the 5th dimension delivers it. We can think of space as a ball or sphere. It's easy because the planet we live on is a sphere, as is the sun, which gives us light and life. But we think of time as a line in motion, an arrow of time. What if it was like a sphere instead of like a line? There is no up or down, no sideways, backwards, forwards. Every moment on that sphere is equal, and while separate from any others, all exist without differentiation. In this picture, the spheres of time and of space connect at specific locations on each sphere. The now is where the sphere of time is touching this point in space. Space is in motion, so is time, but our experience of both are not constricted. We can move in space, we can move in time. Is this real? We don't know. No one has proven the existence of a 5th dimension or any other dimensions, even though a great many scientists are pursuing evidence they exist. If they do exist, perhaps these extra dimensions can explain more than where dark matter and energy come from, and the mystery of entanglement, the multiverse, and virtual particles. Perhaps they can explain something of the spiritual reality most of us experience powerfully in our lives. They might even help us understand the reality of time and eternity.